My name is Grace Milner. I'm 72 years old, and my daughter sold the house I built with my own two hands without telling me. I've lived in the same red brick home for 41 years. My late husband, Walter, and I bought it after we got married. We laid the stone walkway ourselves, painted the shutters every other summer, built a garden in the back that still grows rhubarb and wild strawberries. It was the house where I brought my daughter, Hannah, home from the hospital, where I baked her birthday cakes, where I sat at the window with a cup of tea, watching leaves fall, long after Walter passed. It wasn't fancy, but it was mine until it wasn't. It started innocently enough. Hannah visited more often. She started helping with bills, organizing my mail. She brought over dinner sometimes, her husband, Craig, trailing behind with a practiced smile and cheap wine. "We just want to make sure you're comfortable, Mum," she said. I was grateful, at first. Then came the suggestions. "Have you thought about simplifying? The market's crazy right now. You could sell the house for triple what you paid. We could find you something cozier, easier." I always said the same thing. I'm not ready. And I wasn't. That house held my memories, my life. But I didn't know that they weren't waiting for me to be ready. One morning, I got a call from a stranger. "Hi, is this Grace Milner?" "Yes. This is Jessica Lynn. I'm the new owner of 144 Maple Lane. Just wondering when you'll be out. The movers are scheduled for Monday." My heart dropped. "Excuse me? I'm sitting in that house right now." "Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you knew. The sale closed last Friday." I dropped the phone. I don't remember much after that, just that the world felt suddenly cold, like I'd stepped outside without a coat. Hannah showed up an hour later. Her face was tight. "Mum," I was going to explain, "you sold my house." Technically, we helped facilitate the process. It was all in your best interest. "Without my permission?" She hesitated. "You signed the power of attorney forms, remember? Months ago?" I didn't. I remembered signing something. When she said it was just to help with medical paperwork, she had lied. "Craig's friend handled the legal stuff," she said. "It's done. It's closed. But it's okay. We already found you a place in a beautiful retirement community, and we used part of the proceeds to pay down our mortgage, so you'll always have a room in our house too." She smiled like it was a gift. I looked at her. My daughter. The girl I raised. And I felt something I hadn't in years. Rage. But I didn't scream, didn't cry. I just said, "I need a moment." She left. And I stood in the middle of my living room, surrounded by boxes I hadn't packed, in a house I no longer owned. Then I picked up the phone and called Eleanor. Eleanor Mayfield had been my friend for over 40 years. We taught at the same elementary school. We buried our husbands the same year. And we made a pact. If the world ever turns on us, we turn to each other. When I called her that morning, I didn't explain much. I didn't need to. She said only, "Come." She lived in a small bungalow 2 towns over, books in every room, tea always steeping, and silence that healed instead of hurting. I told her everything. Eleanor listened, didn't interrupt, just nodded, slowly, like she was counting the weight of each betrayal. When I finished, she said, "You're going to stay here a while. And then you're going to do something they never expected." "What's that?" She smiled. "Outlive them, outthink them, outplay them." I spent the next few weeks moving quietly. Hannah thought I was in the community housing she arranged. She texted me updates. Hope you're settling in. Let me know if you want to bring over your garden bench. I didn't answer. She never visited, never checked. She assumed she had won. What she didn't know was that the sale had given me more than pain. It had given me information. I requested the transaction documents, asked Eleanor's nephew, a real estate attorney, to look them over. He found something interesting. Hannah and Craig had used the house as leverage for a private loan. The terms were aggressive. If they missed more than 2 payments, the lender could force sale. They were walking on thin ice. So I started paying attention. I checked court filings, tracked property records, watched their mortgage. And while I did that, I rebuilt myself. I got a part-time job at a floral shop, met people, laughed again. I stopped dressing like someone who had been discarded, started dressing like someone about to make a move. And I waited. Then it came. 4 months later, the filing appeared. Notice of default. 778 Amber Hill Drive, Hannah and Craig's house. They were behind on payments. Craig had lost his job. Hannah was doing influencing work that wasn't paying. The lender listed the home for auction. I took Eleanor's hand. It's time. The auction was quiet. No crowds, no gavel. Just papers, signatures, and cold arithmetic. Most bidders were investors looking to flip. But I wasn't there to make a profit. I was there to make a point. I wore a beige coat. Hair pulled back. No makeup, no drama. Just Grace Milner. The old woman nobody noticed, except the auctioneer. He looked at me, curious. First-time buyer? No, I said. Just correcting a mistake. The bid started. I didn't blink. A man in a blazer raised once. A woman with a phone raised twice. Then I raised. Again and again. Until it was mine. The house, my daughter's house, was mine. The documents took days. I signed each one with care. And when it was final, I didn't call her. I waited. The eviction notice went out a week later. Hannah showed up at Eleanor's door in tears. I opened it. She froze. Mom? What's going on? You're trespassing. What? I handed her the letter. The house was auctioned. It's no longer yours. But who? I bought it. Her face went pale. Her knees buckled, just slightly. Why would you? Because you sold mine. She started to cry. Mum, we were trying to help. Craig lost his job. We were desperate. You were just sitting on all that equity. So you stole it? We didn't think you'd care. You barely use the house. I lived in that house for 40 years. I built that garden with your father. And you sold it like a used car. For convenience. She reached for my hand. I stepped back. You can pick up your things on Friday. The locks will be changed by Monday. Where are we supposed to go? That's not my concern anymore. She looked at Eleanor. You're letting her do this? Eleanor smiled. Sweetheart, she's doing it on her own. Hannah left in stunned silence. No more pleading, no more pretense. And I stood in the doorway, not triumphant, just free. I didn't move into their house. I sold it. Quietly. For a profit. Then I used the money to buy a little cottage on the edge of town. Brick, like my old one, with enough yard for flowers and silence. I planted strawberries and rhubarb, because roots, once grown, always find the earth again. Hannah tried to reach me a few times. Cards, emails, even a letter with old photos tucked inside. I read them. I didn't reply. Forgiveness is a door I might open someday. But trust, that door stays locked. Some friends called me harsh. But she's your daughter. Yes, and I was her mother. Not her bank, not her fallback. My name matters too. My life, my legacy. Sometimes I walk by my old house. The new owners planted lavender by the porch. It looks peaceful. I smile when I pass, not with sadness, but with gratitude for the fire that forced me to build something new. Eleanor and I still meet on Thursdays. We sip tea, read novels. Sometimes we say nothing at all, because women like us, we've learned that silence is a full sentence. This isn't a story of revenge. It's a story of boundaries, of awakening, of finally saying, enough. I didn't destroy my daughter. I just showed her what it feels like to be treated like a signature on a page. So if you're listening to the woman who's been overlooked, to the mother who gave too much, to the soul who still keeps every birthday card in a box, know this: it's never too late to say, that's mine, and it's never wrong to take it back.